Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 65, Part 4. Man-manā bhava mad-bhaktaha, mad-yājī mam namaskuru, mam evaiṣyasi satyaṁ te, pratijāne priyo me. Man-manā bhava, with unwavering devotion, focus your mind on me alone, always. Mad-yājī, with the same devotion, perform worship unto me. These two were covered in the previous two sessions. Man-manā bhava mad-bhaktaha mad-yājī mam namaskuru. Now we have to learn about mam namaskuru. As we mentioned earlier, the first half of the sloka is a repeat of what has been already said in the 9th chapter, 34th sloka. Over there, we learned how to meditate, what aspect that we need to meditate. Man-manā bhava mai sarveshware nikila heya pratyanika kalyaneka thane sarvagne satyasankalpe nikila jagadeka karane parasmin brahmane purushotame pundarika dala amalakekshane swacha neela jeemuta samkase yugapada udita dinakara sahasra sadrisha tejasi lavanyamrita mahodada udara pivara chaturbaho अत्युज्ज्वल पीतांबरे अमल किरीट मकर कुंडल हार केयूर कटकादि भूषिते अपार कारुण्य सौशील्य सौंदर्य माधुर्य गांभीर्य औदार्य वात्सल्य जलधाव अनाललोचित विशेषाशेष लोक शरण्ये सर्वस्वामिनि तैलधारावद अविच्छिन्नदेन निवेशित मनाभव. Swami Ramanujacharya over there in that sloka gave a beautiful explanation on what aspects, what it means by man-manā bhava. What are the ways that one can meditate upon the Supreme Lord, on His essential nature, on His qualities, His beauty, etc. And we have discussed this in detail over there. It is worth revisiting that sloka again. In this session, let's focus on mad-bhaktaha mam namaskuru. Bow to me with the same devotion. As we mentioned earlier, mad-bhaktaha has to be prefixed with each of these things that we are seeing. Without being a devotee, without devotion, whatever we do, it's not going to attract the Supreme Lord. When we bow down in front of the Lord, we have to submit ourselves submissively with a clear understanding and awareness that I myself and all that I possess, indeed yours, my Lord. These two, mad-yājī and mam namaskuru, refer to integral parts of bhakti yoga. Namaskara in general means paying respectful obeisances. Namaha means I am not for me. Na mama, I belong to you. And the obeisances are offered to one who is respectful, respectable, and greater than us. That is why generally we don't see people offer obeisances to others, because they don't want to accept others to be greater. This namaskara is of three types: kāyaka, vācika, mānasika. Kāyaka means by body, vācika means by words, mānasika means by mind. Paying obeisances, that is bowing down physically, that is we perform that act using our body. This is what generally we see. As we do obeisances, we have to also pay namaskara through vachika, by words. Though we may do kayika and vachika, the mind may be thinking something else. That I would rather not do this, I would rather be doing something else, or who is he that I have to fall at his feet. So it is very important that one mentally also offers obeisances to the Lord, considering oneself to be insignificant, and offers one's own belongings, their spouse, children, and other material things unto Krishna. So the true namaskara is when all the three comes together simultaneously. We can notice when we go to the temple, the obeisances that has been offered is just kayaka, that too like a machine, like a robot. Some of us do it in a fraction of seconds. We bow down before even the body touches the ground, we get up. So it is very important that consciously we pay our obeisances to the Lord with body, words and mind. And that is what Krishna is instructing here as man-namaskuru. Mad-bhakto, man-namaskuru. Otherwise, the obeisances has no meaning. If there is no humility in one's worship, then one will lack Krishna's grace. One must submit everything to Krishna, at least mentally, and beg for his mercy. There is a board game called Snake and Ladder, where the player tosses the dice and gradually moves his coin to the top. Whoever passes through the hurdles and goes first to the 100th block is the winner. And this board has ladders, some are short and some are longer. And the board also has snakes of different length. Some are shorter, some are longer. In our spiritual practice, in our devotional services, we try to move gradually towards the top, the 100th block, which is the spiritual world. But for one to get there, they have to pass through many obstacles in the form of snake, greed, lust, anger, envy, pride, and more. If we get caught in any of these snakes, we will be pulled to a lower numbers. We also have ladders where there are side benefits which comes along: name, fame, prestige, etc., which pushes us forward some extra miles. After passing through all those different levels, we come to the top, the last row. Over there, on the 99th block, there is one big snake having its mouth wide open, waiting for someone to come as a meal, so it can pull down the person back to the starting point. That snake is the final test to check why did we do all these things all this while. Our chanting, our devotional service, studying of the scriptures, etc. If we think I did it for myself, then that snake will pull us down. Whereas if we think I am not mine, I did not do for myself, I belong to Krishna, I did it for his sake, which is what the meaning of namaha, I am not mine, then one escapes that big snake on the 99th block and goes to Krishna. The purpose of the word namaha is also sharanagati, or seeking refuge in the Lord. We, the jivatmas, or subordinate to the Lord and to the Lord alone and no one else. All these days we have been falling at the feet of so many of them, including so many devatas, hoping they will help us, hoping they are the shelter. Now that we come to a sense that the one who is truly to be offered obeisances is Krishna, no one else. So it is so very important for the practicing devotees to not look out for some name, fame and prestige. I am doing this so I can be recognized as a great devotee. One time a disciple of Srila Prabhupada told Prabhupada that he is the most fallen soul, and in return Srila Prabhupada said, even among the fallen you want to be the topmost. This tendency of wanting to be better than others is very dangerous. Therefore it is said, considering oneself to be servant of the Lord is greater. Greater than that is considering oneself to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord is greatest in the eyes of the Lord. So if we do bhakti in this way, then Krishna says, man-manā, you will attain me alone without any delay. There are many who does bhakti. For example, madhu-vidya, a type of bhakti where one leaves their body and attain the position of Ashtavasu. After enjoying that position, one attains Krishna. Also, personalities like Brahma does bhakti yoga, but they attain the position of Brahma. After enjoying that position, then they attain moksha, because their bhakti is Mishra bhakti, is mixed with some motives. What Krishna explains here in this sloka describes about those devotees who doesn't aspire for anything else, not for any higher pleasure in higher planets. Rather, they only like to be with Krishna, no one else. This person cannot bear the separation from Krishna any longer, and he is desperate to go back to Krishna. Not that he wants to go back to Krishna so he can be in peace. Not that he wants to go back to Krishna to escape the material problems. Not that he wants to go back to Krishna so he can retire from his devotional service and enjoy the spiritual world for himself. He wants to go back to Krishna so that he can bring pleasure to Krishna by serving Krishna. And this Jivatma gets pleasure simply by seeing the smiling face of Krishna. For such devotees who meditates upon Krishna with tears in his eyes, Krishna says, you will come to me immediately, and Krishna will remove all the obstacles in the path of bhakti. Te satyaṁ pratijāne, and I promise this to you, Arjuna. These words are not said to deceive you. Well, in the past, I have heard many things about your promises. You make promises, but you never keep up, Krishna. Krishna smilingly said, these are two different cases, Arjuna. Those are my pastimes, but now time is passing and I have to give you assurance so you are convinced to take up this process and follow it. Understand, I am not telling you to make you feel happy or make you feel better. What I am saying is an absolute truth. Pratijāne, meaning promise. You don't need to doubt on this. Why you make promise, Krishna? Because, priyo, you are very dear to me, Arjuna. You love me so much that I can't bear your struggle. I myself can't live without you. Therefore, I will take you with me. Evaiṣyasi satyaṁ te pratijāne priyo me. This statement of Krishna reveals Krishna's heart of how much he cannot bear the separation from his devotees. Those devotees who are always thinking about Krishna, who are always worshipping Krishna, who are always paying obeisances. When Krishna sees such a love of his devotees, he himself gets lost, not knowing how to reciprocate to such devotees. We know that Krishna is Sarvagnya, is omniscient, but out of his love for his devotees, that Sarvagnya get lost himself, not knowing how to reciprocate. And that is what Krishna says here as priyo se me. Are you not exceedingly dear to me, Arjuna? Didn't I tell Draupadi, the sky may fall down, the earth may break up, the Himalaya may break into pieces, the ocean may dry up, even if such impossible events happen, the promise I made to you, that is, my devotee will never perish, will stay eternally. Similarly, Arjuna, you must have faith in my words that you being my devotee, my promise to you will never go in vain. That's simply because you have captivated my heart by your bhakti, by always thinking about me, never forgetting me, always worshipping me with devotion, and always offering your obeisances to me with devotion. I myself have no power to reciprocate to your love, and this is the fact. In Mahabharata, this has been expressed by Krishna himself. Later, when Draupadi called out for Krishna, Govinda Pundarikaksha Rakshamam Sharanagati, Krishna, who's Govinda, saved her by providing the cloth, saris. But later, Krishna was not really satisfied. That one name, Govinda, which Draupadi uttered loudly, Krishna feels, I have not paid the debt for that call out yet. That cry is never away from my mind, like a debt that has increased with the interest accumulated on it. Although we know that Krishna helped Draupadi in the most befitting manner at the right moment, he still felt that he could not pay back, reciprocate for her call out. Such statements clearly states the Lord's magnanimity, love and compassion. We just have to realize that and take steps towards Krishna, who is eagerly waiting to take his steps towards us. Let's understand more on this in our next session. Namaste. Hare Krishna.